So here's a review I want you to think about. So when you think about the top 10 high-paying trucking companies, number one, I want you to think about Old Dominion Freight Line. And so what we love about Old Dominion is that it's been around for forever. I mean, they started actually just doing business in 1934, so it's been a while now. And so they are currently in North Carolina. And so Old Dominion is basically the largest and oldest freight shipping company rather in the United States. And the cool thing is that they have about 250 service centers. So if you're a trucker or an aspiring trucker, you will love you will love Old Dominion. And so they have about 41 to 42,000 tractors and trailers, and just under 20 to 25,000 employees. I mean, the number actually oscillates because they have independent contractors, but also they also have folks that they employ on a temp basis. So when you think about Old Dominion, I want you to think about a company that also offers residential moving services, and a company that's also the official freight carrier for MLB, Major League Baseball. So that's kind of deep. I mean, you have a pretty solid future there. I mean, local drivers average about $78 to $80,000 a year. Line haul drivers average $100 to $125,000 a year, and team drivers average $200 and $250,000 a year. So this is kind of cool in terms of financial stability. Okay, and the cool thing I want to say here is that when we think about Old Dominion, I want you to think about stability. The second company I want to share with you is Mercer Transportation. And so Mercer was actually started in 1977, and they are in Louisville, Kentucky. And so this company hauls a lot of specialized freight. They also haul freight for the DoD, Department of Defense, and both of these types of freight drive truck drivers' salaries up, because we are speaking about niche driving. Okay, Mercer, however, only works with owner operators. They do not publish their pay online, but we have seen, based on our research, that the average Mercer driver averages $150,000. Okay, and so most drivers report making well over six figures there. So that's really good. And drivers are settled within hours of Mercer receiving the paperwork on finalized loads. And owner operators reportedly make an average of $200,000 a year. So this is really cool in terms of stability also. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Number three, I want to introduce you with Sysco Foods, and Sysco Foods is actually in Texas, and this is a private fleet, and they were actually started in 1969. So, and as you know, private fleets often tend to pay their drivers very well because they're only hauling their products, and their overhead costs are not as high as other trucking companies, and so private fleets generally set up their own freight lanes and distribution channels, and their primary focus is getting their goods to the final location, and then the focus on profit. So because they pay so well, trucking jobs in private fleets are among the most coveted in the industry. They have a local routes available from coast to coast, so that's just fantastic. So a typical driver at Sysco will make around $80,000 to $90,000 a year. Next, I want to share with you Walmart. So everybody thinks about Walmart. People think about, well, the retailer, but you also got to think about a very huge trucking operation. And so Walmart actually their trucking operation started in 1962, and they are in Arkansas. And so Walmart is really unique in that its trucking operations aren't as extensive as some of the largest trucking companies, but it's still a private carrier. And as a result, their drivers' jobs are typically more secure than other trucking companies. And turnover is also very low. And the company touts that it's one of the lowest in the industry. And one of the reasons that Walmart has such low turnover is that it really invests heavily in keeping up its shipping infrastructure, raising salaries to $90,000 to $95,000 a year, and really hiring hundreds more drivers during the COVID pandemic to keep its supply chains from falling behind. So that's really good. And normally drivers for Walmart still typically speak well of the pay and benefits that come with working for a large company, as well as an emphasis on safety. That's really important, safety. and the company doesn't train new drivers and requires several years of experience under their belt before applying, making a good mid-career company. So that's just fantastic. So drivers actually can make up to 110, 125, and in some cases 150K in their first year. I said first year with a Walmart. That's just fantastic. But I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about the 10 high-paying trucking companies you need to know about. Next, I want to share with you UPS. Everybody knows UPS, and UPS, they started about a century ago, not 1907, and I mean more than a century ago, and they are in Atlanta, Georgia. So like Walmart, UPS rewards its drivers for their tenure. They also have a variety of driving positions. Truck drivers with their CDL can move freight in a tractor trailer, but UPS also has well-paid positions for package delivery drivers and personal vehicle drivers. And so UPS actually remains one of the largest shipping companies globally, not just in the States, globally. So, and they need a significant number of truck drivers to keep it operating smoothly. And UPS drivers speak highly of the organization's pay and clear-cut, consistent work. And the company also maintains its trucks well and often offers seasonal work, which many drivers appreciate. And UPS is also known for the benefits that many drivers say make the long shifts worth it. They include no cost and full coverage health insurance offered to both full and part-time employees and their families. That's just great. So pay for tractor trailer drivers begins at $35 per hour and can go all the way to $75 per hour. Next, I want to share with you another company called GP Transco. So when we think about GP Transco, this is kind of a recent company. They were founded about, more than 15 years ago, and they are in Illinois. And it's actually, despite being a newer company in the industry, they are consistently known for competitive pay. They have positions available for owner-operators, company drivers, and team company drivers are paid very well. And GP Transco is a technology-driven company which really helps maximize their drivers' earnings when you really think about it. So after analysis, we see that in their first year, company drivers make between $80,000 to $90,000 with the opportunity for a raise after 6 months. And in some cases, we've seen pay stubs of drivers that were making $95,000 per year, up to 6 digits. So the opportunity is there. So the company is kind of new, but hey, listen, they've been kicking ass like crazy. Next, I want to share with you Marten Transport. And when you think about Marten Transport, I want you to think about a company that is in Wisconsin. And they actually started in 1946. And this is primarily a reefer carrier. And not only are they a top pay certified carrier, but they're also one of the first carriers to introduce guaranteed pay. And their guaranteed pay doesn't just last for a month or two. It lasts for the duration of your time there. And they offer various positions for drivers, including regional, dedicated, and OTR routes. And their great paying options for drivers means that they have one of the lowest turnover rates in the industry, and drivers typically stay with the company until retirement. And drivers can expect a guaranteed minimum weekly paycheck that amount to at least $70,000 per year for new drivers, and the pay per mile is lower than some of the other companies in today's list, but they are exceptionally high accessorial pay makes up for it. Fantastic. I want to share with you another company called ABF Freight Systems. So when we talk about the high-paying trucking companies, ABF is definitely on the list. And the company started about a century ago, and they are in Fort Smith, Arkansas. And it's a less than truckload LTL freight carrier. It is basically a subsidiary of ARC Best Position. And so ABF has both local routes and OTR routes. So because they are an LTL carrier, they have high touch, high stop freight. However, drivers are compensated very well for it. So when you think about this company, ABF drivers, they average $70,000 and higher each year. What we love about ABF is that they have an entire policy that really takes care of new drivers, but also experienced drivers. So if you've been with the company for a while, their retirement program, their benefits program is just one of the best in the industry, and they're constantly trying to improve it. We love that a lot because they are taking their drivers as their primary assets, not the trucks, not the technology, but the drivers. So this is really good. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about the top 10 high-paying trucking companies you need to know this year. Next, I want to share with you Barr-Nunn Transportation. So when you think about Barr-Nunn Transportation, I want you to think about a Granger, Iowa company. They were founded in 1982, and this is a van. This is a dry van truckload carrier. They've been top pay certified for 17 years, 17 to 18 years. They're also known for having great pay raises. They have options for solo or team company drivers and team owner operators. And Barr-Nunn is also known for having newer equipment and for being a good all-around company, which makes for satisfied drivers when we think about it. So a company driver at Barr-Nunn can make on average 110, 115, in some cases $125,000 per year. Fantastic. Next company I'm going to share with you is Hogan. And when you think about Hogan, I want you to think about a company that was started in 1918, and so they are in St. Louis, Missouri, and Hogan Trucking is a privately owned family company operating with third generation ownership. So that right there tells you about stability as a driver, but also as management, because you have stability there. And so this is owned by the Hogan family of companies, and they have been in operation for over 100 years. And what we love about Hogan is that they have both competitive pay and great benefits, including the Hogan Puppy Policy, an employee assistance program that provides free access to mental and physical care. This is really good. You have a 401k match program. You have paid time and paid time off and comprehensive health coverage. So this is really fantastic. What we love about Hogan is that nobody really talks about them. They really are kicking ass really in privately. Discretion is really key here, but this is really great. And Hogan also prides itself on giving its drivers plenty of miles, including student drivers. And this gives all drivers earning fair, competitive pay. And they have a variety of driving programs and offer opportunities for new and seasoned drivers. And they have both dedicated and regional routes that allow you to get home daily. So this is kind of cool. So when you think about Hogan, a dry van driver at Hogan can take home, I would say $1,600 all the way to $1,800 per week. So this is about $88,000 to $100,000 on average per year. So this is really cool in terms of compensation when you really think about it. If you have made it so far with me, I want to share with you a few other companies, and this is in our bonus category. So we have ABF Transportation, and this is based out in Hudson, Illinois. And the company has a 440 truck fleet and a strong employee reputation. And so this is actually the best trucking company in the U.S. When it comes to certain criteria. And the company actually was founded in 1945. And so they have core values as diverse as honesty, integrity, character, excellence, and benevolence. This is kind of cool. And Nussbaum is now employee owned, which means 35% of each stock is set aside for employees, allowing them to benefit from its success. So this is really great. You also have FedEx Freight. FedEx Freight is kind of similar to UPS, and FedEx has been one of the largest and second best trucking company. So this is a branch of FedEx that handles all the company's LTL freight services. And that section has about 42,000 people based out of 350 service centers. And yeah. So the cool thing about FedEx Freight is that basically is not only one of the nation's largest companies, but also one of the fairest in terms of pay. So this is really cool. So FedEx Freight can be a great option for aspiring truck drivers, as the company offers a free CDL training program that prepares future drivers for the written and practical tests. So this is really good. And then you have H.O. Welding Incorporated. This is a mid-sized company with 350 trucks based in Wisconsin. It is a regional company focused on the Midwest, Northeast, and Southeast U.S. states. So this is kind of cool. It is a family-owned business, and they hire not only experienced truck drivers, but also recent CDL graduates. Then you also have a Marten Transport. So this company is headquartered in Salt Lake City, Utah. They have nearly 500 trucks, most of which are refrigerated. So this is kind of the reefer sort of niche. And then good company also. You also have Estes Express Lines, and they've been operating for 90 years now, and 90 years. This company is based in Richmond, Virginia, and the company is the largest privately owned freight shipping company in North America. They have over 7,000 trucks, and they serve all states. Then you have TMC Transportation, and this is kind of cool also in terms of giving new opportunities to new drivers, but also experienced drivers. And then you have Western Distributing Transportation Corporation, and this company has been in existence nearly 100 years, and they were based in Denver, Colorado, and they serve the continental 48 states with dry and refrigerated hauling and armored trucks. So this is kind of cool in terms of diversity of the lines that you are driving. Conversation. Now, let me give you the overview here. When we talk about choosing the best trucking company, you really need to understand it's not just about the pay, but the pay is kind of important because you want stability, right? But if you want to, let's say, work for a truck driving company, you want to look at schedule, equipment, the safety and training. You want to look for the pay, of course, and you want to look for the opportunities to move up the ladder. Okay, so when we talk about the schedule, I mean, you're talking about what kind of hours would you be driving? Would you be on the road for? Do you want to get home every night and say hi to your wife and children, or you're comfortable doing OTR? What about the equipment? Well, the trucks you'll be driving must be safe, reliable, and comfortable. So after all, you don't want to have to troubleshoot on the road or endure poor living conditions more than you have to. So look into the type of trucks the company has and the truck's average ages, as the newer models will be more comfortable. You should also find out about their maintenance schedules to ensure that the equipment you'll be using will be reliable too. Then you have safety and training. So before you accept a truck driving job, you should always have a solid understanding of what the company does to protect and support its drivers. So this is to learn how seriously a company takes safety. You can look up the organization's federal safety scores online, and you want to ask a hiring manager directly about the training and support it offers. And usually they'll be more than happy to share what sets their company apart in this area. So if you want to start your truck driving career, first you want to get your CDL. Very important. You got to have your CDL. Okay. You want to finish your education. I mean, you don't always need a high school diploma to work as a truck driver, but having one or its equivalent will help improve your chances of getting the job you want. You want to research and apply for jobs. That's really important. You want to prepare for your interview. So when you get invited to an interview, practice answering common interview questions beforehand so you feel prepared and confident. And don't forget to actually send a thank you note. So, after your interview, send a thank you note to your interviewer, via email or handwritten note. This will be the cherry on top of your effort to make a good impression. Even if you don't have you don't have the job, it's okay. It's all about being courteous. Okay. And also when we talk about being prepared for your interview, on the day of the interview, you want to show up 10 to 15 minutes early. You want to dress neatly and professionally, and you want to express your interest and enthusiasm for the role. Remember, you're not the only the only aspiring trucker who is applying for the job, right? You'll be part of a very competitive niche, a very competitive field. So you really want to show the interviewing manager that you are interested, really, in the job, and this is not just a side gig for you. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Let me quickly do a recap after this conversation. So, number 1, Old Dominion Freight Line. Number 2, Mercer Transportation. Number 3, Sysco Foods. Number 4, Walmart. Number 5, UPS. 6, GP Transco. 7, Marten Transport. 8, ABF Freight System. 9, Barr-Nunn Transportation. And 10, Hogan. And in the bonus category, we have a series of players. We have Nussbaum Transportation, FedEx Freights, HO Welding, Pratt Transport, Estes Express Lines, we have TMC Transportation, and then we have Western Distributing Transportation Corporation. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.